WrestleMania Night 1. Fred Richani, TSC News, here to give you guys a quick, rapid recap on this YouTube live here of WrestleMania. This was an incredible show. I had to elaborate on my thoughts from earlier. Just so much went on. So, I'm still catching my breath. Let's talk about the match that everybody's talking about right now. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Kevin Owens in an actual no holds barred wrestling freaking match in the year 2022. That's right. I guess they didn't want to advertise it ahead of time because maybe Steve Austin didn't know if he could go or not, but the man can still go. Yes, he definitely looks like he's in his 50s to an extent, but the guy busted his ass, played the greatest hits. He even took a mother freaking suplex on the floor. They were just brawling everywhere. He took a suplex on the floor, and Stone Cold ended up getting the win with what else? A Stone Cold Stunner. This was absolutely, positively worthy of a WrestleMania main event. Great moment afterwards. Steve Austin invited Byron Saxton, of all people, into the ring, gave him a Stone Cold Stunner, and then celebrated with his brother, and posed with one final beer. Just an unbelievable moment, and we are super blessed to still have Steve Austin with us. We've lost a lot of wrestling legends, sports legends over the years, albeit it seems like prematurely. So, for Steve Austin to not only still be around, but to be alive and kicking, and to be able to have that moment in the year 2022, absolutely incredible. Mr. Racer says, Cody better get a world title run. Well, funny you should say that, my friend, because if you don't know, and this is my nice little money tree right here, shout out to me with my green thumb. If you don't know, Cody Rhodes is also back in WWE. That's right. Cody Rhodes was the mystery opponent for Seth freaking Rollins. And here's the crazy thing, right? I'm thinking Cody, if he's going to come back, it's probably going to be like, smoke and mirrors. Maybe just like a Vince McMahon announcing him. Something kind of anticlimactic. But no, WWE went all out, no pun intended. So Seth Rollins comes out. He's waiting for his opponent. He's asking, who is it? Who is it? All this jazz. And he's just going crazy. Finally, Pyro explodes in the ring. The lights go dark. We don't hear anything for a little bit. And then you hear the trademark Cody Rhodes quote. If you don't know from his AEW theme, I'm going to sit down here because this is crazy. I feel like I'm in an adrenaline dump. You hear, wrestling has more one royal family. And then the American Nightmare music hits, Kingdom Come, from downstate. And the crowd goes insane. Cody does his full-blown AEW entrance, the American Nightmare logo, the American Nightmare gear. He's announced as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And he proceeds to have an absolutely incredible match with Seth Rollins. At first it was kind of clunky. I feel like they were feeling each other out. And it was tough to follow the Bianca and Becky match that took place about a few minutes earlier. But those guys willed them, just like Cody Rhodes willed himself into a main event player outside of WWE, just like Seth Rollins willed himself into a main event player after being stuck in developmental for years. These guys willed themselves into a great freaking match. When I mean great match, I mean a great freaking match. And they kicked out of everything. Cody kicked out of the pedigree. Seth Rollins kicked out of the crossroads. Cody took some insane bumps, did some dives, took a buckle bomb on the barricade. I mean, this dude was busted up. This is one of the most physical wrestling matches on the main roster, not the NXT roster with Walter or Gunther. Ugh. Okay, this is one of the most physical main roster matches as far as straight wrestling, no ladders, no BS, that I have seen in a long time on the main roster. And these guys beat each other up, kicked each other's asses, but finally it was Cody who got the win with a bionic elbow, a tribute to his father, Dusty Rhodes, God rest his soul. Hit not one, not two, but three crossroads. Shades of his AEW run, where that was kind of like his final battle move, right? His special move. When in those big matches, I think against Brody Lee and all these guys, he hit not one, not two, but three crossroads. He hit it, got the pin, Crowd went nuts. I mean, look, this poor guy absolutely killed himself to have a great match. I mean, his body looked beat up as hell, but my goodness, what an incredible moment. And this was even WWE's pinned tweet. His entrance, his reveal, was actually WWE's pinned tweet. Whoa, what the hell is happening here? I don't know. That's how crazy it is. My phone's even freaking out now. So that was nuts. Bianca and Becky had a classic WrestleMania match. Fantastic stuff. Bianca got the Queen pin. She is the Raw Women's Champion. I still think she should have just kept the title all along, but I will give WWE credit where credit's due. They actually paid off a long-term story, even if the beginning of that long-term story was kind of appalling with that 26-second loss to Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. Usos beat Nakamura and Boogs. Boogs and Nakamura had a great entrance, but poor Boogs injured his knee. I believe it's a torn quad, Michael Cole said, so God bless him. Hope he gets better soon. Some rough injuries on SmackDown lately between Big E and Boogs. Get well soon, Boogs, but Usos retain. Logan Paul and Miz beat the Mysterios. Surprisingly decent match. Logan Paul, I hate to say it, he's a natural, so maybe we'll see more of him. And afterwards, Miz turned on Logan Paul, hit the skull-crushing finale, and, well, that was that. As far as other moments, Hall of Fame, very nice. God bless Shad Gaspard, R.I.P. The Undertaker came out and made a grand entrance as well, albeit in a suit, so that was pretty cool. Nice little moment. Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, super clunky. Some botch spots. Looked a little sloppy. I don't mind a match that's rough around the edges. Like, I kind of liked Ronda Rousey's first run because she was a little rough around the edges, but it was good. Like, not everything needs to be nice and polished, right? Which I guess is kind of the reason I started to really like the Seth Rollins-Cody match. At first, it was like they were just trading moves, and then they really got kind of rough and tough, and it just got real gritty. And this match, I don't know. I watched their Survivor Series match from a while ago. They had an incredible Survivor Series match, I think, back in 2018. This match, I didn't think was very good. And there was a ref bump, and Charlotte hit the big boot, pinned Ronda Rousey 1, 2, 3. Just a lot going on. Charlotte botched the moonsault. I don't know if it was a botched the moonsault. I'll cut her some slack. It was just miscommunication. I felt like the two just picked the worst time to have a bad night. Again, they've had a great match before, so maybe they could run it back at WrestleMania Backlash. But, man, everything was going wrong. I believe Charlotte had a wardrobe malfunction as well, which sucked. But hey, Charlotte retained, and other than Roman Reigns, she might be the most protected member of the main roster, which is crazy. And, yeah, but it was just kind of a match. But overall, from top to bottom, other than the Charlotte match and, the unfortunate Rick Boogs injury, pretty good stuff. Happy Corbin had a decent match with Drew McIntyre. I love the fact that they try so hard to protect Baron Corbin and people still don't buy him as that guy. But look, for what Baron Corbin has, for what he's been given, he has knocked it out of the park, and this has been by far the best thing for him. So good for him either way. I don't know if the match needed to go as long as it did, but Drew McIntyre got the win. So yeah, overall, massive thumbs up. All-time great WrestleMania. I am so happy as a Cody Rhodes fan that Cody Rhodes is back in WWE. Not that I didn't love him in AEW, I did. But to see him back in WWE and to see him possibly get, I'm going to say the push he deserved, because last time out, it's tough, right? On one hand, I think he deserved a shot to prove himself to be a main eventer in WWE last time out. On the other hand, you can make an argument towards the end that, yeah, maybe it's tough to strap a rocket to, Stardust. But in fairness to him, they wouldn't let him be Cody Rhodes, and he bet on himself. And, man, this guy changed the game, came back to WWE, changing the game again. Incredible. So, night 2, y'all have your work cut out for you. But if you enjoyed this rapid recap, please like, share. Don't forget to subscribe. I think I'll be going live for a proper show after night 2. Just a lot been going on now. I did also post a rapid Morbius review if you want to check that out on my other channel, youtube.com/TSC Gaming. But until then, folks, what a great night for wrestling. What an epic night of entertainment. I'll talk to y'all on Sunday night. Whew!